Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and today we are going to be having a look at the KOLOB ZZ Boss mod. Now, this obviously has been, well, it's been lengthened a lot, and there's been some extra wheels added, but it has some really interesting functionality that you normally wouldn't find in a truck like this. Now, for those of you that were fans of this truck before, hopefully what this thing does, because I haven't driven it yet, but I'm about to find out, hopefully what this thing does is take everything that the original version did, turns it up, and literally is able to retain everything that the original one was able to do. Now, I don't know if it does that or not, but I am crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. So let's fire it up. I remember when I first drove this truck in the original game, and I was like, yeah, this thing right off the bat, I mean, even the default version made you think, holy crap, this thing is going to be wild, right? Not only did it make you think that it was going to be wild, but it made you think that you were about to have sort of the experience of tearing through every single objective in the game. Now, with the standard version, you sort of got that feeling a little bit, but not necessarily as wildly as you might have expected. Hopefully, this one fixes that. Now, let's go with the Z2 tank engine, and we're going to do the, let's see, the multi-purpose transmission or advanced special. I don't know. I'm thinking multi-purpose. And then we will do active. And then tires-wise, obviously you have a pretty good selection of tires here. We're going to go through and see what, well, you start with 68s and you can go up to 74s. 74s look pretty delightful. Now let's also do, let's do one of these, like, secondary winches, like scout winches, because I believe those are going to be the ones that should be offline operable. Now, in terms of snorkels, let's have the tall front-facing snorkel. And now, as far as the add-ons go, this is where it gets kind of interesting. So, this right here, the C8 type elevator carrier, is a lifting platform that can be mounted up and down with 4 units of cargo on each level. So, we're going to go ahead and install that. Now, let's see, front side wise, I mean, I'll probably throw a sun visor up there. Bumper wise, we'll do probably just a, well, I don't know. I think both of those bumpers kind of look a little out of place. Oh my god, quad horns? Absolutely. I need all the freaking alerts to everybody that's in front of me. Let's see, we'll do the muzzle exhaust, and we'll do MSH wheels 2. And I'm thinking, as far as the color goes, probably, ooh, I like these special camo colors. That's pretty sick. Whoa, look at that. Okay, I'm actually all about these, like, various, like, camo colors that they offer with this thing. That's awesome. I really, really like that. I also like how it's kind of forest camo on the front of the truck, and then on the actual bed of the truck, it's a little bit more kind of digital camo style. That's pretty freaking cool, actually. Like, I'm all about that. I kind of like this snow camo, by the way. Like, for whatever reason, that looks really, really good. I like the black and red. I like the, ooh, I like that one, too. I'm kind of all about just about all of these. There's really none that I don't like. And that's kind of one of the coolest things about this thing, is that you are guaranteed, with this many color combinations, you are guaranteed to find one that you like. Beans is going on the dash, and now we're going to go ahead and see how we can load this thing in terms of cargo. So let's actually bring the suspension up. Whoa, that's actually a lot of lift out of that suspension. That's a pretty good amount of lift action. All right, let's bring you around. What kind of trailers do you have, by the way? Oh, not bad. A decent amount of pull-behind trailers. And if you really wanted to do, like, a semi-trailer style, you could do that as well. I don't know if it's what I'd recommend, but you still can. All right, so let's see. Long planks. Now, let's see. Fixed wire. So, oh! Okay. So let me see how this is going to work. So let me do deck lifting loading, deck lifting cargo. Okay, I think I figured it out. I think I've got it. So what I think we need to do is we need to come in here. We need to do and just to keep it simple, we'll do some just single unit planks, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we need to do the fixed wire. Then we need to unpack. Then we need to deck lift. There it is. So it only works if you unpack it and then repack it. So now we can go back into loading, and we can do 4 more units of wooden planks, and now we should be able to pack all. Now, oh, I see. So the top part stays unpacked, but the fixed wire is to keep it in place so that when you go to drop the bottom 4 units off, right, when you go to drop the bottom 4 units off, you unload them, then you lower the top 4 units down, pack them, and then you can unpack them into the objective. So that makes a lot of sense. Now, my only question is, how does it actually perform with all of these unpacked, essentially, unpacked planks on top? Now, with the unpacked planks on top, I would wonder if that fixed wire is enough to keep them in place, and it probably is, so long as you don't drive like a complete and utter Hammond. So let's see, by the way, let's check these horns and see if they actually stand up to the way they look. Kind of, not really. I was hoping that there'd be a little bit more horn to it than that, not gonna lie. I think Beans was hoping there'd be a little bit more horn to that as well. All right, let's make our way across the river. Oh, I love how the rear 2 are, like, not packed properly. Hold on. Now they are. The rear 2 seem to be a little bit iffy about, like, what we're doing here. Now, I don't know if that's a bit of a physics glitch with this, this particular carrier bed, or if it's just something that this truck does. Yeah, that back one is a little sketch. I don't know what the issue with the back one is, but, like, now, I also have to admit that, like, this is definitely a work-in-progress type idea. It has a work-in-progress type feel, but, like, I completely understand what they're trying to go for, and I've got to admit, I really admire what they're, like, what the guy is trying to do with this vehicle. I mean, I think that there's so much potential in a setup like this, like, especially, like, a truck that's got basically a scissor lift, and I like, again, I really like what he's going for. I just feel like it might need a little bit more polishing, but, like, once that polish is actually done, I think he's gonna have a incredible truck on his hands. It's not slow either. It's definitely got some go to it. Let's see how it does in the mud, and I also want to know if these tires feel like he's recoated them at all. Now, it does seem like the cargo does a pretty good job of staying in place. Let's see if that rear one is... Oh, now both of the rear 2 are not wanting to pack. That is definitely strange. Let me slam on the brakes and see if they'll scoot forward enough to pack. Okay, so that second one packs, but not the one at the very back. That's very strange. I really don't understand why that one at the very back doesn't want to pack. Whoa, okay, so going over a bump, it just completely fell out. Not sure why. I mean, it really doesn't make much sense as to why it would fall out. I mean, if there's a coating issue with getting that one to pack all the way at the rear there, I mean, I feel like it would be nice to have a little bit of a protective wire around the back of the bed just to help keep stuff in. But, wow, this thing did amazing in the mud, though. It definitely didn't struggle whatsoever in that mud. Yeah, the mud was not an issue for it. And again, I just like looking at the setup because I think, you know, the part of me that appreciates trucks with a lot of, like, mechanical intricacies, like what this thing has, you're definitely gonna geek out on a truck like this. And, like, for me, I just love watching the mechanism work. I love watching how everything hooks together. I love watching how everything basically just works with each other to make the truck do what it does. Now, let's go through the dips obstacle now and see what it's actually capable of in terms of something like this. Now, it does have a big advantage due to the fact that there's 2 axles in the middle, and it's also a super long wheelbase. So over an obstacle like this, you can literally point it straight forward, and the front end is never going to dip. It's never going to dive. So with a front end that never dives down, I mean, you're pretty much good to go no matter what kind of approach you want to take. Now, let's take it down a back trail. Even though we are missing 1 unit of cargo, I have a feeling that it's probably going to breeze through this as long as we don't flip it over. Now, the nice thing about this trail is that it's pretty well representative of the type of terrain you're going to see a lot in most maps of the, in the game, especially in the campaign mode. And something like this, I mean, if you're going to use it, you're going to use it in campaign mode. I mean, you're not going to necessarily be using it in you know, like a playground map. You're probably more going to be using it in either campaign style maps or the actual campaign of the game itself. And, I mean, as far as the argument goes on whether or not something like this is overpowered, I mean, that's completely up to you guys to decide. That's, you know, for those of you that feel like it is overpowered, then I would recommend not using it. And for those of you that think, hey, that looks really fun and effective, go ahead and give it a try and see if it's something that you enjoy using. Now, let's ease this thing down through... Whoa! I will say, the ability to carry 8 units of cargo without a trailer is definitely a really, really nice thing to have. It's also nice that it's diff lock always on all the time, and that way you don't really have to worry about constantly switching in and out of low range, or you can really just leave it in automatic mode if you'd like, and this thing will pretty much chug through anything in its path for you. Let's make our way up this hill. Easy. Not bad. Not bad. Let me go ahead and turn those beacons off. I don't know why they were supposed to be off by default. I don't know why they automatically turned themselves on. Now, it is about to be bridge jump time, and with bridge jump time on the horizon, there's a potential for things to break. And, you know, with something like this, I'm used to... Whoa, one of the units of planks actually just about bounced out of it there on that one. Let's not have that be a thing. Let me back you up real quick. Come on. Easy. All right, there we go. I said, bruh. I'm like, no, let's not have that be a thing. It almost fell right the heck off. All right, come on. Got to do this in interior cam. Neutral to pick up more speed down the hill. Using gravity to my advantage, and yeet. Back into gear. Oh my god. Bro, all those planks got yeeted. This thing didn't get a ton of damage, but all the planks freaking disappeared. The hilarious part is that the engine never shut off. But if you guys enjoyed this look at this truck, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.